Alabama's cottage food law. So if you're trying to figure out what foods can I sell and what can I not sell under cottage food laws in the state of Alabama, well then this video is the one for you. You definitely want to watch it from beginning to end. I'm going to give you a rundown list of some of the items that you can make and can't make and the reason why. We're going to dive into Alabama's cottage food laws, can and can't make foods right now. All right, welcome back to Cottage Foods Laws. It is Damian Roberti. This channel is dedicated to home-based food entrepreneurship and the cottage food laws. So if you're looking to create a business from home, I'm going to give you a list really quick of what Alabama allows and what they don't allow. And it's crucial to understand what they don't as well, because you might get in trouble if you make something that you're not supposed to. And some of the fines and some of the situations can get pretty bad. So here's the list. If you don't know, by the way, in 2014, actually, Alabama introduced a law specifically dedicated to cottage foods, which until then actually restricted producers to sell non-perishable homemade foods solely at farmers markets. But they actually had an enhancement. They amended it in 2021 through that amendment. SB 160 actually significantly broadened the variety of perishable and permissible foods even. They eliminated the cap for sales, permitted the sale and shipment of products within the state over the internet as well. Now, the state permits the direct sale of virtually all types of non-perishable foods without imposing any sales limit on those foods. However, producers are barred from indirect sales channels such as grocery stores, wholesale venues, and restaurants, though they have the option, though, to either ship their product across state lines or to employ some type of delivery service. Now, producers must undergo a fundamental food service training program and secure approval from the local health department prior to commencing their sales. Now, let's dive into what the foods are. So I'm going to go through the list actually of allowed foods, and then lastly, I'll go over the foods that are prohibited. Now, when I give you this list, you got to understand this is gigantic. When I give you a list of specific products that you can make, the variations of those products are literally limitless. So if you're into making, let's say, bagels, cake pops, cupcakes, muffins, for instance, sweetbreads, donuts, cakes, wedding cakes, scones, tortillas, macarons, cookies, brownies, those are allowed. And just think of it. If you can come up with dozens of different variations, you can start a business with just one of these types of products. Now, if you're really good at baking these particular items, you can actually mix and match. You can put a lot of these together. You can sell cake pops to a local event. Maybe someone calls up and says, hey, or goes to your website and says, look, I want to buy some cookies and also I want to get some sweetbreads and a custom cake. You can mix and match them. You're not have to spend dedicated solely to one particular food product. The next one is certain candies like lollipops, truffles, brittles and candies, fudge, buttercream frostings. Now, these are the types of things you can make, but just keep in mind that some of them must be refrigerated, possibly, or even time temperature sensitive. Those would be considered potentially hazardous, and those would be items that you cannot make, okay? And I'm going to go over that list in a second. Now, condiments such as nut butters, salsas, vinegars even, that's pretty broad because there's a lot of states that don't allow you to do that. Ketchup, honey, sauces, oils, mustards, pickles, and syrups. Now, the other things are you can dried vegetables, pasta noodles, coffee beans. You can even start a coffee business from home. You can't sell, though, coffee made, by the way. I get a lot of questions of that on our other food entrepreneur channel about creating a coffee that you can sell that's pre-made at home. These are coffee beans, okay? Just maybe roasted in small batches, maybe custom blends or something, but herbs, spices, and seasonings, dried fruit mixes, and tea leaves. Now, other items that you can actually create are some fermented foods as well, which is kind of interesting. A lot of states don't allow fermented foods. Pastries, you can do things like danishes, pies, empanadas, and tamales. Just keep in mind, though, you can't use any proteins in those. They have to be different types of empanadas and tamales, minus the protein, like a beef or a fish or a seafood or something. Acidified foods, fruit butters, other preserves you can do as well, jams and jellies, marmalades, chutneys. Some snacks you can make, caramel corn, gigantic profit margin, by the way, caramel corn, kettle corn, popcorn. You can begin to sell that at local fairs and farmers markets throughout the year, at spring and summertime, sporting events. Those are huge margin profits, by the way. Candied apples, granolas, as I mentioned, nuts and seeds, fruit leathers, marshmallows, chocolate-covered fruit, chocolate-covered items as well. So with all of these being said, it's not an all-inclusive list because there's just quite a few other items, but this will give you a good foundation to understand what you can make and then take it different directions with different flavor profiles and different variations. Now, let's go over some of the prohibited. These are items that you can't make, okay? These are meat jerkies, perishable baked goods. That would be something that, let's say, would be potentially like a Danish with cheese in the middle that has to be refrigerated. If it has to be refrigerated or it's time sensitive, you cannot make it. Low acid canned foods and juices. I get that a lot too. Also, a lot of people want to start fresh juicing businesses from home. That's pretty much a no in pretty much every state because most of that has to be either pasteurized or gone through a certain process. You'd have to be in a commercial kitchen for that. So one other really quick side note, there's no sales limit. So you can sell as much as you potentially want or can make, okay? The other thing is that you can't use any commercial equipment in your facility or a commercial kitchen. What does that mean? Like in your home, you can't bring in a commercial oven or commercial mixer. These types of things are considered commercial equipment. You can't use those. It has to be home type style. Commercial kitchen prohibited, meaning that you can't go to a commercial kitchen, bring the product home, and then sell it. It has to be made and distributed and such from your home. Okay? So if you have any questions about Alabama and what you can and can't make under their cottage food law, let us know down below. And check out these other videos here to help you. We'll see you on our next video.